what's up? My name is Julian with Pantera LA. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna go ahead and review the video that I made on YouTube. It's the very first video. You can check it out, and I'm gonna be going into a little bit more in detail about what I spoke about. Okay. So let me say that this video is specifically for people who are more interested in making either a hat brand or a clothing brand, and they kind of want to know a little bit more about what I talked about in the first video. And if you haven't seen the first video, it's still a great video. I recommend you check it out. Okay. Let's jump right into it. Mucho gusto, mi nombre es Julián, somos la compañía de gorras, marca de gorras, Pantera LA. Mucho gusto estarme comunicando con ustedes. Lo que voy a hacer hoy es voy a estar platicando un poco más a fondo de cómo comencé mi marca de gorras y en qué proceso estoy. Y vamos a jugar con unos colores en un mockup y explicaré un poco más qué es un mockup y por qué es importante más a fondo en el video. Así es de que lo primero que vamos a hacer es, vamos a brincar acá a la computadora y estando aquí en la computadora vamos a abrir estas aplicaciones que serían muy importantes si quieres empezar una marca de gorras o una marca. I want to say that in order for you to put your designs into the computer, you need like a software or a type of system. If your designs are very complex, you're going to definitely need either Photoshop experience or AI experience. What I personally recommend is get get the software and just watch a bunch of YouTube videos about it and get creative with it. But most importantly, have fun with what you're doing and remember why you're doing it. Not to sound corny or anything like that, but it's true. You have to have a real reason about why you're doing things because if not, when things get easy, well, I mean, when things get difficult, you're gonna give up because you don't have something to grip onto. Marca de ropa. La primera sería Adobe Photoshop y la segunda sería Adobe Illustrator. Si se suscriben al canal, más a fondo les explicaré un poco y les daré tips de cómo utilizarlos. Lo que yo sé, no me considero profesional. Acabo de empezar, pero sé más que lo que sabía ayer y ojalá que les pueda ayudar en algo con la... When I started using Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator, I knew absolutely nothing about it. I don't consider myself a professional, but I definitely have learned enough and have learned through YouTube videos in order for me able to be like, okay, you know what? I can do something with it, and we have been doing something with it, which is really good. You shouldn't look at it from like, oh, what I know right now, but if I keep this up and if I keep learning Adobe Illustrator an hour a day, oh, I wonder what I could be from a year from now. You have to believe in your own potential. Poca información que les puedo brindar. Así es de que hoy vamos a usar Adobe Illustrator. Estas aplicaciones tienen un costo. No sé exactamente cuánto están costando. If you're a student, you can go ahead and get this for cheaper. Check it out, Adobe Photoshop. It's up to you if you want to check it out or not. Cuando está empezando una marca de gorras o una marca de ropa es que no sabe cómo poner el diseño en efecto. As I was saying, you need to have some type of skill in graphic design in order for you to increase your probabilities of success, whether running a clothing brand or a hat brand. You just need to. Voy a suponer que... Because a mock-up is basically what's here. It's how we show our manufacturers. Manufacturers is the people that is making our product exactly what we want and what it's going to look like. A mock-up is exactly that. A mock-up. It's a sample form, I guess you could say. When it does come to the colors, there's different ways, and there's different ways you can choose colors or decide exactly what color you want. One of them is by using Pantone colors. If your manufacturer does not use Pantone colors, they will probably provide you with the booklet of colors to choose from, and you can always ask for, hey, can I see a color book, so you can choose a color exactly that you want on the piece of garment, whether it's a hat or whether it's a hoodie. They should be able to help you out with that. Que se llama Bended Breath, así un saludazo a Jesús de Bended Breath. toda la gorra roja simplemente porque se me miraría chido una gorra roja. Y actualmente saqué una gorra roja, bueno, era Blood Orange, en octubre, que fue una gorra única, de un sitio modelo. Y es una cosa que es buena. Yo creo que las compañías de ropa o de lo que sea, es tener productos únicos, así nada te puedes separar de las marcas que tienen muchos productos todos iguales. Es bueno poder tener un producto que puedas decir es simplemente único, porque al final de cuentas lo que es menos lo que es menos visto y de lo que hay menos, la gente quiere más así, que siempre va a haber más probabilidad que se te venda el producto porque no hay suficiente para toda la gente. Es como un ejemplo, cuando se estaba acabando el papel de baño en el proceso de COVID, mucha gente quería papel de baño simplemente porque se llama scarcity. Es una técnica para poder vender, pero al fin de cuentas no tiene nada de malo, porque si estás honesto con lo que estás diciendo y si tu producto está bueno, eh,
You gotta arm yourself with the
no hay nada de
proper
malo
with the
usar
proper
técnicas para
tactics. I
vender.
call
¿Por
them
qué?
tactics because
Al
that's
final de
exactly
cuentas,
what they
pues,
are.
simplemente vamos
It's
a
a
poner
it's a
ejemplo.
way it's a way of getting a
Ahorita
desired outcome, I guess you could say. It's a way of
vamos a
increasing
ir
your
poco a poco,
probabilities
pero si
of
poco
getting a desired
a poco,
outcomes, like a strategy. Strategies are not bad.
vamos a suponer que
But
el
if you
backup
try and use
para
tactics for
depositar
negative things, of
una gorra
course it's gonna be
roja
bad. If you
y
try
el
and use
tren se
tactics for
chingón.
positive things, of
Esta
course it's
parte
gonna be
aquí
bad.
donde estoy
Unless you're kind of
diciendo
like just
en
winging it and
el
seeing what
que es
happens,
la
you have to use
parte
some type of
abajo de la
strategy, some
gorra,
type of tactic, some type of
es un pullover,
structure. You just have to.
¿ok?
You've got to.
Igual ustedes lo pueden cambiar el color que quieran,
And you gotta remember, there's different materials when it comes to clothing. And right now, just for this specific section, I'll keep it with hats because we're designing a mock-up of a hat.
para crear una
You could do like cotton, suede. You have to remember one thing though:
¿ok?
the deeper you look into the product,
Y es
the
muy
better.
importante que
Because
sepan
yeah, everybody
las
uses
partes de la
suede,
porque a veces
but did you know that there's
fábrica y
countless
la
and
producción
countless
juntos.
types of suede out there?
Es
If
bueno
you
que se
can
sepa
switch up
familiarizar
the
con
game a bit and be
las
like,
funciones
you
de
know
la
what?
gorra para
They all use
entender cómo se
suede,
puede
but I'm
modificar de
using
acuerdo a tu
this specific type of suede, which is what separates me from the rest of the competition. Then that gives you the edge in the suede game. Yeah, we all have suede, but do you guys have this type of suede? Hey, this is free game. I'm giving it to you guys for free.
Aquí tengo
For free.
productos para crear una gorra simplemente muy simple.
And if you want to catch what I'm saying, that's up to you. And if not, hey,
Por ejemplo, esto simplemente es
can't
un
can't
ejemplo.
uh can't force you to do anything, okay?
A la marqueta, simplemente un ejemplo de cómo crear un mockup para empezar. Igual nosotros desarrollamos nuestras ideas así, ¿ok? Vamos a, vamos a empezar por aquí. Vamos a empezar con
And also, I do these type of videos simply because it helps me and it puts me in a situation where I have to forcefully refresh my brain about what I know, because with so much stuff that you learn and so much stuff and so much information that you're consuming and that you're taking in, sometimes certain information that you did used to know kind of gets like lost in a certain part of the brain.
esa inspiración
But
que
if you hit a refresher, you'll be more up to date with what you recently learned and with what you have already forgotten, which is very important. It's important to take notes. If you're serious about this, I guarantee you could have already wrote in like 2, 3 notes that could possibly help you, new ideas that you didn't think about.
un side patch o modo side patch, pero eso sería siendo como los demás, pero a nosotros nos gusta ser un poco diferentes, entonces pensamos donde se vea bien el diseño a la fábrica, casi tiene que ser. Entonces, si ustedes lo quieren aquí, imaginadamente, pero lo ponen aquí arribita, pues lo van a poner ahí arribita. Entonces, siempre tengan, entre más precisos sean las direcciones que le dan a la fábrica para fabricar las gorras o ya sea la, la, la ropa, es mejor. ¿Ok? Ok, vamos a empezar con el trim, la queremos todo rojo, queremos el side patch, vamos a empezar con los diseños. Vamos a siempre suponer que el diseño de enfrente sea que diga pante, sino como como dice la gorra que tengo ahorita. Sí. Ok, pantera, frente, pantera al lado. Pero si le quiero agregar una etiqueta aquí atrás, este se llama el snapback. Esta parte aquí se llama el
And
snapback.
remember, you can always customize the snapback. You can do different materials, different colors. Everything could be customized. And you have to also remember why do you even want to start a hat brand? Is it because you want to be like other people who have hat brands, or is it because you truly have a passion for it? I would say this: if you're starting a hat brand to be like somebody else, you're not going to make any type motion because you're trying to be something that you're not. And when you do that, you're gonna always fall short because we're all individually different. So I would say it's fine if you want to start a hat brand. It's actually great that you want to start a hat brand, but do it under your own identity and define who you are as a person, and let that definition of a person be displayed in the brand. Let it be displayed in the way you treat your customers, what you do for your customers, how you handle customers complaints, the passion you put into the art, the passion you put into the brand. All that's going to reflect based off of what you did to improve yourself. A lot of it starts up here. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. This designing, um, it's fun and all, but that's the fun part. That's like the easiest part to do. What you think is hard, what you think is like complicated, like if you're worried about the software, I'm telling you this right now, you're worried about the wrong things. You need to be worried about deeper things in your mind. You need to be worried about being comfortable with the problems that you're gonna face as a clothing brand. And I don't mean weird in the sense where you sit there and you're just there thinking like, oh, what the hell I'm going to do? Nah, I mean like weird in the sense where like you're like, all right, you know what? You understand and you sense the problem in your head, but you're doing enough to prepare for it. I sense that maybe I can encounter certain problems of my brand. Maybe I won't be having any sales for the first month or for my first drop, but what are you doing to ensure that that doesn't happen? Because we all doubt ourselves and we all have um doubts about our business because it always feels like we're winging it. But if you sit your ass down and actually prepare yourself a little bit more, it doesn't even have to be like anything specific. It just has to be related to the clothing brand. I guarantee you, you're going to feel at least 10 to 15 to 20, even 40, 50% more prepared. And if you being more prepared and you being more confident helps you throughout your day, then let it be. Because if you carry yourself throughout the day a little bit more confident and with that confidence that you prepared for things that could come up, then you're gonna feel a whole lot better. And this clothing brand thing is gonna be so much easier for you. Trust me. A lot of this clothing brand is about who can take the most stress. The player who runs the brand that can take the most stress and tolerate the most things coming at them is the one that gets ahead. Because the clothing brand space, it's all very similar. They're all garments. Genuinely speaking, it's all cotton. Yeah, there's different places that people source cotton from, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, there is no materials that clothing brands bring from outer space for the clothing to be 20,000, 30,000, 5,000 a piece. You could you could be finding the same quality material at Ross that you could be finding at a big brand of the mall like Zara. It's just the way the clothing brand game is. Um, but at the end of the day, it comes down to marketing, doing proper marketing, and et cetera, et cetera. This, like I said, this video is strictly and simply for people who are interested in making a clothing brand. I just genuinely hope that by me chopping it up here, even if you watch the whole video, if you watch a little bit, and you can take one thing from what I say and apply it to yourself, and for that to help you out a ton, then